This is season 4, episode 3 of The Breakthrough. Welcome back. I'm with Aedan Outlaw. How's it going, man?
Pretty good. How are you?
Pretty good, man. So for the listeners who do not know you, can you give some background information about yourself?
So, like he said before, I'm Aedan Outlaw. That's Aedan Outlaw. You can Google me, find me on all music platforms: Spotify, Tidal, Deezer, iTunes, SoundCloud, whatever. I'm 21 years old. I've been rapping seriously for about a year, but I've been around music all my life. I used to play sports a lot.
Which sports?
I was really big into football. I played quarterback in high school, and that's pretty much it. The questions will answer what Aedan Outlaw is about, I guess.
So which high school did you go to?
I went to Wilcox Tech, probably the worst school to go to for football.
What is that, S or M school?
Yeah, it's like, well, now they don't even have a varsity, so
really?
It pretty much tells you how shitty we were.
Hey, but it's still the love of the game.
Yeah, exactly. I played throughout for Meriden Raiders and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and we went to national championships twice, so, that was my life before music until my injuries kind of pushed me to fall in love with my music a little more.
What was the last injury?
Well, I tore my MCL and my PCL and my right knee twice, and then I dislocated my shoulder twice on my non-throwing arm, but that pretty much just ultimately ended.
You were just like, I'm good after this.
Yeah.
No more contact.
Yeah, exactly.
So when did you start making music seriously?
Pretty much last year, right around this time, maybe a month before. Really got into it and wanted to, make a career out of it. But before, when I was in high school, my buddies and we had a group called Free Soul Block, which I still use today for my brand. And we made music a lot. Our whole high school was pretty much bumping us for a while.
That's awesome.
We had a mixtape ready to go, and then my boy dropped water on the MacBook and pretty much ultimately ended that.
There was no more files left.
Yeah, there was nothing left, destroyed the RAM, so we just pretty much stopped there, and then once my other friend got a MacBook, we got into it again, and then really started taking it serious.
And that's when you started doing everybody went down their single road, you weren't in part of a group anymore?
No, pretty much.
But what about Dirty Den? Is that your guys' new group?
That's pretty much where I'm from, Meriden. We call it the Dirty Den just because that's just how it is. It's very it's almost like New Britain, you know. It's very just rugged, and there's a lot of dirty. It's just dirty in general, the dirty people, dirty streets. It's just different, so that's pretty much what I use to call Meriden.
Oh, okay, I feel that. So who are your biggest inspirations growing up?
My mom is definitely a big inspiration. She was a singer, so she brought me out to her concerts a lot and things like that, so that's pretty much what got me really into it.
What type of singer?
She pretty much sings everything, but I want to say mainly R&B and soul. She was a little white girl singing in black churches and stuff like that, so she really influenced me. But as far as rappers go, she pretty much introduced me to everybody, like Nas, Tupac, Big L is one of my favorites. Other than rap, there's Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder. There's just so much influences in my life when it comes to music, so it's hard to pinpoint just one.
I was just about to ask if there was someone that you could pinpoint other than your mother.
Probably Nas. That's probably my favorite, just because I just feel like his style is very smooth. His music is very good. His lyrical content is there, so he's just.
What did you think about the new album with Kanye?
It's pretty fire.
A lot of people didn't like it. I liked it.
Yeah.
I think the real problem was it was too short. People wanted more.
Yeah, exactly, and that's pretty much the ultimate. Everybody wants more in the end.
Yeah, everybody wants more Nas. No matter what, you can't turn it down.
Exactly. And
I don't know. I feel what was your opinion on all those 7-song projects?
I think he's not really focusing on what people think of him. He's just doing what he wants to do, and that's that's ultimately how I would want to be. You know what I mean? It's not for everybody else. You're doing it for your own purposes.
Yeah.
And like if people fuck with it, they fuck with it. But if they don't, they don't. You know.
It's
so
you
it's
helping yourself.
Yeah.
Like writing in your diary, but instead you're like presenting it to the world.
Exactly. And then the people that you want to help, they'll get helped, and then the people that don't will understand later or just won't get it.
Or find another artist to do that.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that's the cool thing about music, because there's always an artist for someone.
Yes.
No matter what, and it's all different styles too.
Yes.
It's cool, man.
For sure.
So when did you start getting in contact with Strictly Business?
Well, I started talking to them, I want to say end of April, beginning of May, but I had a problem with them like about last month or so, I kind of stepped away from them and took things in my own hands again like I did before.
So you're doing more of a solo route right now?
Yeah, because I just, nothing against them, I'm not going to talk bad,
yeah,
but it just felt like, I don't know, it just felt like they stopped my flow of what I was getting into, and I was building momentum as I was going, and I kind of felt like my momentum was stopped when I started working with them. So, but they're doing their own thing, I'm doing my own thing, so.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Hey, respect.
Yeah.
It's like every man knows what they got to do when it's time, and it's like you are the only person that knows what you have to do.
Yeah, exactly.
So when did you start working with the producer Chubby?
So Chubby came into the vape shop that I work at pretty much about the same time I started taking this rap like seriously. After I dropped my first mixtape, Aware, those were all YouTube beats, so I was really in need of a producer. So I just linked up with him, and then he just kept sending me beats, and then pretty much we just kept working, and
where's he from?
That's where we are. He's originally from Wallingford, but he lives in Meriden now, so yeah, he's from the same city as me.
So when you go like in the studio with him, do you usually have beats pre-planned, like, or does he just go in there, cook it up with you, like?
There's times where we sit down and cook up together, but then there's also times where he just sends me something that he was working on himself.
And then you just write up something.
Oh yeah, that's pretty much how it was. I mean, I built up a big catalog with all the beats that he sent me either way, so there was always a lot to record. As of right now, I pretty much have most of his beats that I wanted to record on, like finished, recorded up and everything.
Yeah.
And I just have all the release dates ready to go, so I'm just gonna be dropping things.
Just like you said, you got that master plan. You're waiting
much.
to like, it's a chess game.
Exactly.
And I say this to everybody, but like, you can't go out there and play checkers. You need to think about not this step, not next step, but the steps beyond that and what you have to do.
Exactly.
I like that mindset, man. So let's talk about Interplanetary Summer.
So yeah, that's my second EP. It has 7 songs. Yeah, 7 songs. That was definitely something I was working on for a little bit. I haven't put out anything since May.
And that was Winter Vibes, or was that Aware? Or was that just a single that came out?
It was a single. It was called Trust Issues, and I dropped that after our Third Eye Open. So those were 2 singles. I was really working on that project for a while. All those songs are probably older than the songs that I did release before that. So it just was something in the works for a while, and I kind of just wanted to get all of those projects out, like those songs, just to show everybody like it's just this is just the start of what's gonna happen.
What's gonna come.
Yeah, exactly, because everything's gonna be totally different from what people used to hear from me.
So you're going down a new route, you would say?
Not so to speak, but
or just a new mindset.
Yeah, a new mindset. I'm a little more. I'm just a little more into it. You know what I mean? At this stage of my life, from when I started, I'm a little more invested in myself.
That's
and
perfect.
I'm a little more experienced. So obviously, I have a little more tools to bring to my
table.
plan. Yeah.
So what's different from the songs off of Interplanetary Summer compared to Winter Vibes Volume 1 and Aware?
So definitely the the engineering, the whole production of it. Obviously, Chubby was a little bit less experienced in making his beats, and I was a little less experienced with my flow and my timing and just how to fit my words on a page. So once all that happened, I progressed a little more. It just shows like the progression that I've made over time, and especially the progression that Chubby has made with his sound, and just to show everybody like the sound that we have. It's a little different than what people normally put out. It's not like the gangbanging stuff, not like hard like you know, it's not like club music or anything, not like Snow Pra or anything, but it's more of like you're sitting and vibing. It's like stuff you could smoke to.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Stuff you could smoke to, or I mean, you could even turn ups to it sometimes, depending on what song it is. You know, I mean, Third Eye Open's one of those songs where you could just sit and vibe, or you could turn up to it. Like, that's just how it is. But that's just, you know, I just wanted to see. I want people to see the genre that we're putting out, because I don't think it's like a normal.
It's almost like when I think about that, I think about like how Cuddy, you could listen to Cuddy when you're just sitting out on the back porch looking at the stars, but you could also listen to Cuddy on your way to a party.
Exactly.
Just because it gets you in that night.
Exactly.
I like that. Huh. So is there a reason why you had the aesthetics of the mixed uppercase and lowercase letters off the tape?
There's not really much thought into that one. I just thought it looked pretty cool, honestly. But there is some things, a lot of times, like when you see the dollar signs and when I replace the S's, I kind of like just want to show like how, like, because most of the times I'm talking about politics, and I talk about just how people's way of living isn't really what they think that it is. Like, it's not what it seems, and like the dollar pretty much shows a lot of the fakeness around people, because that's what people are really in it for.
They revolve around the money instead of around the life.
Exactly. So that's why I put a lot of like the dollar symbols instead of S's in mine. Capital letters. That's just whatever. I just feel like it looks cool and it's just different. So
you want to stand out. You want to be unique.
Yeah.
That's smart. So can we go through the process of creating Interplanetary Summer a little bit more? So like, what was it like? What was it leading up to the moment where you had to market it?
So I mean, pretty much I just lately I've been, instead of going into the studio, I have a laptop now. I have my own mic now. I've gotten a little better at engineering, so I engineered that whole EP myself.
Really?
Yeah. Besides Fashion, that was made at Legacy Studios in Waterbury. That's usually where I go.
Legacy?
That's my go-to spot for services, wherever I need. The guy who featured Captain Pharaoh, that's my engineer.
He
usually. Yeah, he's a beast. He just dropped his tape, Vibes. It's out on all platforms now.
Send that over.
Yeah,
after the interview. I definitely want to check that out.
Yeah, he's nasty with it. All the dudes at Legacy that I've met over there are really good. But yeah, just pretty much making Interplanetary Summer. A lot of it was just lonely nights in my room, late night, just
alone, just thinking.
Yeah, you know, that's a lot of the times that's when I write my music. I'm sitting down, just smoking, I'm chilling. And just whatever comes to my mind. I try to always put a message into my music. I don't want it to be like, I mean, I want it to have fun, but at the same time I want people to understand that like there's things around them that happen that, I mean, you might not notice, you know?
Do you have like a special like process going into writing? Do you do anything right before? Do you listen to any artists? Do you watch a movie? Like,
I mean, you definitely have moods. Like, if you feel like you're in the mood to write, that's definitely, like, I mean, I get that at least once a day. Like, I feel like I want to write something, or if I just really get a good beat, that's really what puts it in motion. Like,
you're like, oh wait, what was that?
Yeah. Like Third Eye Open, that beat was so hard to me, and I couldn't crack it. I couldn't write to it. I had writer's block, but I took an acid tab and it just
opened your third eye.
Yeah, it just clicked, bro, and I wrote that whole song in like 20 minutes.
What is it like writing on psychedelics?
It was pretty nice.
Did you do it with a pen and pad, or did you do it with your phone?
I do it on my phone.
Okay.
I've ever since I seen Drake write his verses on a BlackBerry as a kid,
Yeah.
I've been writing my verses on my phone. So since I was like 15. So like some of my songs, like the whole Aware mixtape, all those songs I wrote, I was 16 years old when I wrote that.
Damn.
So like those were all old songs that I pulled out of the vault and just used the lyrics to. So, but yeah, I mean that was pretty fun. I haven't really had an experience like that yet since. But,
Yeah.
Once I get the right beat to vibe out to, I'll definitely try that again if I have writer's block.
See, like you might as well do a little experiment.
Yeah, exactly.
Test it out.
Exactly.
If it goes 2 for 2.
Yeah, right.
So who have you worked with for music videos so far?
I worked with a dude named K-Suno Films. He's out of East Hartford. I actually met him through a dude named Nye Navy. He's from Middletown. He was the first feature I ever had. Besides my friends, obviously, but he was the first feature I ever had, and he's a really dope artist, one of my favorite artists in Connecticut at least. But his videos like were always awesome, so he was definitely the first person I had to hit up for a video. And my first video, Pink, hit 21K. That's probably my highest played track so far. But then my second video for Third Eye Open, yeah, that's everyone's favorite for some reason. But the Third Eye Open video I did, I shot it with Kev Combs from Bridgeport.
Yeah.
He did a lot of his videos for Kados.
He's nice.
Dudes like that, yeah. Because he's part of Members Only Productions, so they have a really good setup out there.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. So now I'm shooting for to shoot another video probably next week for a single I got dropping at the end of the month. And I'm kind of looking at like Unruly Wes. He shot the 60 Shot Blake video. So,
he's nice.
Yeah, that would be fire.
That would be.
Yeah.
So he's up next that you're trying to get in contact with?
Yeah, I think that's who I'm gonna book with.
Is there anybody else that you would like to work with that is a videographer?
Definitely Caleb Edens.
He's a very cool dude.
Yes, he's from Meriden. That's comes to my vape shop every now and then. That's definitely, I talk to him a lot. But,
that red camera is amazing.
Yeah. He's on a different level, so you know I gotta get in a certain budget level for that. So, but he does great work, and it's just awesome to see somebody from my town who's
excelling.
Yeah, doing something that's like it's just way farther level than what we are at right now, and like I respect him a lot for that.
Good for him. No,
Yeah.
that's awesome. That's cool. I didn't even know that like he was from your town.
Yeah, we used to ride bikes together and stuff. Yeah.
That's sweet. So what's your opinion on social media in today's culture? I spoke to many artists who said they would love to get off social media if they didn't have to promote their art. So like, what's your opinion on that?
Social media is your biggest tool for this generation, at least, because everyone's on it. You can reach people in your town, your region, your country. You can reach people nationally, so it's global. It's definitely an annoying thing. I was never a person, I didn't even have a phone until last year.
Really?
So it was like, I was definitely a person who doesn't like to get into electronics too much. I hate watching TV. Like, I'm not into that type of stuff, but once I started doing music, I had to really get into social media, learn algorithms and stuff like that. But ever since then, it's been my best tool to get my music out. But obviously, at some point, I want to be able to just pay somebody, and here you go, you could do my social media.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I just do everything myself because, there's no point of me wasting money on things I can do myself.
If you can do it, then why pay someone right now?
Exactly.
It really makes the world your backyard.
Yeah.
And it's cool, but it's scary at the same time.
Exactly.
And I was listening to the Russ interview. I think it was on the Breakfast Club, not the 97.7, but he was just saying that it's not normal to be getting millions of people saying go fuck yourself, and like Just
Yes.
all this hate. And then like a couple minutes later, having like thousands or millions of people saying, "Yo, I love you, man. Don't worry about that," because it's like your emotions aren't supposed to go up and down like that.
Exactly. Shout out to Russ too. That interview.
Yo, you see him and Young
felt
Bands
so-
made up?
Yeah, that interview, just I don't know. It made me think a lot about myself.
Mm-hmm.
And he made a song called Outlaw, which killed me too. I was like, damn, I should have been copyrighted my name.
Yeah.
Because that's my actual last name. Like, that's not.
You
a
could have
rapper
been
name.
done that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So what platform do you prefer to promote your music on? Insta, Twitter, even YouTube?
Well, yeah, Insta is definitely my favorite platform to use. It's my biggest followed platform.
Mhm.
I have almost 5K right now.
That's dope.
Everything else is kind of just secondary, but yeah, that's probably my biggest platform I promote on.
Cool.
Yeah.
So this is a big one. I always ask an artist that comes on the show, if you could do a dream collab with any artist, dead or alive, who would they be? And then you get to choose the producer that gets to produce the track. They're also dead or alive.
Oh.
On the spot.
Big L with DJ Premier.
Why?
Done.
Mic drop.
Big L is the best rapper of all time.
I love Big L.
Big L's. I was always a kid that looked at freestyles a lot. I watched everybody's Tim Westwood freestyle, everyone's Bobbito's freestyle, everyone's freaking Funk Flex freestyle. So
5 Fingers to Death.
yeah, Sways, whatever. So when I listened to like Biggie Smalls or something, I'm
Mhm.
like, wait a minute, he's just performing Juicy or Hypnotize,
Yeah.
whatever. But Big L would go up in there, straight bars, killing it, off the top of the dome, no written, never heard it before,
Yeah.
like straight body of beat. You know what I mean? And like that one that he did with Jay-Z, Jay-Z spit that freestyle about 30 times. Big L,
I don't think I've seen that.
oh my, it's like 10 minutes long. It's on Stretch and Bobbito show. And like,
Send me the link after
I will for sure. Freaking Big L. And plus he said the hardest line I ever heard in a freestyle.
What was it?
He said, "Mad hoes, ask Beavis, I get nothing but head." Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Like, that's the hardest line I ever heard.
In a freestyle.
In a
too.
freestyle.
People don't realize how hard it is to say that off the top of your head while you're flowing and
How the
saying
hell do you
other
think
words.
that, bro? How do you think that? I would have been thinking about that for like 5 years.
And
Get
then,
that.
aha, I found out.
For real, bro. I'm not even kidding.
We're back for discography details. So the first song is with Jay Dexter, and it was Talking Shit.
So, wow, Talking Shit, that was FSB's breakout single. Some kid at school, some corny ass kid, tried to diss my boy Dex. And he was just a clown. They were just clowns. And made like a parody YouTube type video. So I was like, this is a perfect opportunity for us to start going at this dude. So we were just chilling in my bathroom, sipping on like Fireball and like 40s, and like mind you, we're like 17 or 16, so we were just wilding out. And so I was like, bro, let's go, write this track. So I chose the beat because I was like, this is a hard beat. I heard, it's originally a Jay-Z beat. DJ Premier made it, and it pretty much went from there. Like we just went off, and as soon as we dropped the track, everybody was
talking shit.
Yeah, that shit was funny. Sorry, little rabbit, but dicks are for chicks.
Oh God.
That was my favorite line.
Hey, well, at least you got your boys back. That's
Yeah,
dope.
exactly.
So off of Aware, the first song, Aware, title track.
Aware was a song that I made because come to find out, when we started rapping again, I looked on that kid's profile and he was still making songs about us.
Talking shit.
Yeah, and I'm like, bro, how are you still making songs about us, bro? You're stuck in high school. I said it in the song, but also at that time, my boy Dex had gotten locked up, so
Damn.
so that that hit me a certain way. So I don't know. I just wanted to talk about just how people talked about him in while he was like getting locked up and everything like that, and just how people viewed him, and then also just telling that kid to just like, you know, leave me alone, like leave us alone, stop commenting on my pictures. Yeah, like, you know, don't hit me up if you don't like my music. Don't bother me, because I'm not gonna bother you, because you're not worth my time. I'm on a level right now and a spot and investment that you wouldn't even make in over a year.
Yeah.
You know, I put hustle in. I've gotten shows and everything like that. I've been in magazines. I've had interviews. So it's just like, you know, just step off me, bro. That's it.
It can be done.
Yeah, exactly.
Just be a man.
Yeah.
Grow up here and just walk away.
And if you want this, you know, put the work in, and that's that.
That's it. What about Nino?
Oh, Nino. That one I made for the state of Connecticut, because what are we famous for? We have a lot of casinos. So that one, I went there a couple times because there's
Which
so many
one?
vape conventions there. Foxwoods.
I live in Ledger, so it's right next to Foxwoods and Mohegan. Like 5 minutes down from Mohegan, 10 minutes down from Foxwoods.
That's crazy. Yeah, like that song, the beat really made me think of a casino. It actually kind of reminded me of like the Foxwoods theme song almost. So like, it definitely inspired me to just make a song about that and just having fun and like, you know, just chilling.
Living life.
Yeah, and like unaware, like me and my boy Vinny, we were just pretty much, that was before I bought his MacBook, before we even got a microphone. We recorded it right off the MacBook with no microphone. That whole tape, 10 songs, and we finished it in about 4 days, that whole tape, just staying up every night, doing like 2 or 3 tracks a night, staying up till like 4 a.m. That's pretty much, that tape was a lot of fun, honestly. That was that was probably my most fun project I've had, just because, I don't know why, just was...
It was free.
It was very like fresh to me again. It was like, you know, when you first started dating a girl or something like that, it was just very fresh to me.
You were like, this is why I'm making music.
Yeah, so that's pretty much, you know, I'm trying to get back to that again. So, yeah.
That's cool. I like that. So off of Winter Vibes, what about, was it VCRX FSB featuring NY Navy? That's your boy. Yeah,
NY Navy, he's just a beast. First time he was actually one of the people, I'm just going to say he was the person that got me back into rapping. I didn't even know who he was, never met him before, but I moved to Middletown to an artist co-op, and he was actually performing a show there with Don ZOP.
Shout out Don ZOP.
Yeah, a couple of other dudes, but that's where I was down there like, not like chaperoning, but supervising or whatever, so the co-op doesn't get damaged. But I heard these kids, and I'm like, damn, like these kids sound fresh. Like the beats were hard, the kids' flow was nice, and then I just decided to hit him up, and I was like, you know, let's go with a feature. He made the beat for CRFSB, and then obviously featured. But I went down to Middletown and recorded with him, chilled with his boys and stuff, and that's pretty much where I met the videographer for Pink.
Coincidences, man.
Yeah, so shout out to him, shout out the whole VCR, because that's what their group is, Vibe Catcher Records.
Oh, cool.
And Free Soul Block is FSB.
Yeah. So it's that little collab between two groups. I like that.
Yeah.
So now on to the big one, Third Eye Open.
Third Eye Open.
That was just the Acid Tab night.
Yeah, Acid Tab Memory. That was definitely my favorite track that I've released so far. I felt like it's a little underplayed for what it was. You know, I feel like that's a song that that should have pulled up a little better. But in the end, it's promotion. Promotion can be years and it could be months, so it doesn't matter. So I'll just work on that part of it, and then just focus on the future projects now. And,
who knows? There's gonna be a fan in the future that like goes back and finds that track, and he's like, "This is my favorite one off of all the shit he's ever had," and you know. know.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely like a crowd favorite when I play that song live. People definitely turn up for it. But for some reason, everyone loves Pink.
Because it's a vibe.
Yeah.
So now going into Interplanetary Summer, what about Victory?
Victory.
This is actually featuring Chubby, right?
Yeah, this is Chubby's first rap. Pretty funny. I was surprised I was even gonna let his ass feature on my EP because we had a little incident down at CT Zone where they were like, Chubby, we heard you spit, and like I don't know where they heard that from, and they were like, you guys want to spit some bars, and he started freestyling, and I'm like, this is FM radio, so you can't swear, so he starts dropping like B bombs, F bombs, and shit, and I'm like, bro, don't ever grab the mic again. Ruined it. Like I didn't want to freestyle after that. Like he just ruined my vibe. But I let him redeem himself with a written, and he came out. That was a pretty hard song. That beat really spoke to me. Like my flow on that song is definitely, that was my favorite song off the tape. Everybody loved Fashion because Pharaoh ate it.
Yeah.
But Victory is like my favorite song, and all I
It's
did
your personal favorite.
Yeah. Like I went to his house. I just brought my MacBook over to his crib, and he really wanted to get on a song. So I was like, all right, bro, let's just get on this one.
Let's do it.
Yeah, that was it.
Cook it up.
Much. Yeah, and we just cooked it up.
What about Fantasy?
Fantasy. Fantasy is like, it's like my pop song, I guess. Like never really singing that much, but I don't know. That was a song I had fun with as well. It was just like I was just playing around almost.
It was just fun to be in the studio.
Yeah, exactly. And that beat, it was like very bubblegum. So that's what like inspired my lyrics and inspired like the way that I presented it. You know, she said that she wanted fantasy.
Hey.
I was like, little shorty, ride with me. In the whip and we rolling on the tree. Want my producer, we gon' have to charge a fee. Hey.
Hey.
Because everyone's always asking me for a beat all the time from Chubby. And I'm like, listen, I'm not gonna overload this guy. He's working for one man right now. If you guys want beats, we're gonna have to charge you the nice fee.
That's smart though, to have that like artist producer combination. That's what Scott Storch said to do for all producers.
Yeah, we're like Gangstar pretty much, I want to say, you know, like modern day. Like he's my DJ Premier, and I'm just Guru, and you know, that's pretty much how I'm looking at it. But obviously I do, I have worked with other producers in the past.
Yeah.
And I still want to work with a lot of other producers. Like I do have a couple songs in the vault produced by Genshin.
He's nice.
Genshin is
That's how you
the
pronounce
best
it?
Connecticut producer.
Genshin?
Yes.
Okay.
The best Connecticut producer. Guy worked with Suicide Boys, Puya, like the track record goes on, like Lonnie X, K Subi. Those
Yeah, I was
dudes
about
are
to
from
say,
Connecticut.
I've seen this shit from Subi.
Yeah, so I have 3 songs in the vault, but I'm probably gonna get a couple more and make an EP. I want to do like a Chubby versus Genshin or something like that.
That'd be cool.
Well,
Like first half, like A and B side.
Yeah, that would be fire. But I worked with Grim Doza. He's the one who produced Trust Issues.
I think I've seen him on Twitter.
Yeah, Grim Doza is out here. I mean, he just did a track with Pharrell. Pharrell just produced a track for him. But he's a big time producer. He's like Lord Fubu and stuff like that. Like Icy Twa. He's a really big underground producer. He's been doing it for many years. And I've been a big fan of him for many years. And like, it was just, I was just happy to get a beat off of him, you know. But
That's
you know,
awesome.
that song came out pretty well too.
We're back for the outro. So what's next?
So right now, like I said before, I'm probably working on shooting a video either next week or within the next couple weeks for my next single that's about to drop. It's called These Niggas Mad, and it's spelled ThezeNikkaz, mad. So white people can say it. And just so people know, I'm half black and half white, so I definitely let my white boy say that N-word, I don't care. But that's definitely a fine line, so we definitely had to make the title friendly for everybody. And that song is pretty much like my song telling everybody, I don't know, not telling everybody what it is, but just telling everybody that pretty much what Russ was saying, you know what I mean? If you're going to have a certain persona online, you're going to carry yourself a certain way, you better be that way outside of your music, outside of the internet stuff, outside of your social media, and outside of your
be
music
true to
videos.
you.
Yeah, just be true to you, and pretty much it just talking about how people's music nowadays isn't what it used to be, and how it should be a little better, and about how I'm gonna be moving a little faster than all of you.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So where do you see yourself in 1 year?
In 1 year, I see myself touring across the globe, independently, making money, and just spreading my message to people. And then obviously I just want to bring some charity to Connecticut and to
I love that.
where I grew up, especially.
Mm-hmm. What about 5 years?
5 years, I ultimately want to be doing pretty much the same thing, but obviously on the higher level. You know, maybe a couple platinum records.
Hey.
Maybe, I want to get to some point, I want to start a record label maybe.
And be the guy to help all these other people.
Yeah, because I do get a lot of questions now, and a lot of people inquiring, can you help me, like, da-da-da-da, and I'm like, that's gonna make me your manager, and it's like, if you really want me your manager, it's gonna be a fee, and it's also gonna be a lot of work because I'm gonna be on you, like, I'm gonna be making sure that you're doing your job, especially since, if you want to be serious, I'm gonna make you be
serious.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that you're serious.
Like, hey, get off the couch, go into the booth. You just said you were gonna grind on Twitter.
Yeah,
fucking do it.
Exactly. Like, obviously not push somebody's like creative
not push them to their
process,
limits, but yeah.
just make sure just do what you need to do to get to where you want to be.
I feel that. What about 10 years?
10 years. Damn, 10 years isn't even that far though if you think about it. So I'm only 21. I'm gonna be 31. It's just gonna be like no difference. So let's just kick it up a notch. Let's say like 20 years, right?
Okay. No one's ever done this.
Yeah, but 20
First
years.
time.
I guess I want to be on like Jay-Z level, past Jay-Z obviously because my lyrical content will be better. And
that's the mindset you have to have.
Yes. And then, just be rich as hell. I don't want to be rich, but I want to be rich as hell. So I want to be like Robin Hood. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Some of my biggest influences, like people-wise, are like Oprah, like people who give back. Like I want to be able to, like especially in Meriden. Like I remember just growing up, like we were riding bikes and everything, and they took our skate park away when we were like 14 or 15. So then it was like, all right, so now there's nowhere to ride when everyone was kicking us out of every spot saying go down to the skate park. Like I want to build like skate parks all over. Like I want to build a skate park.
That's cool. So if people have outlets, kids have outlets.
Yeah, because that is one of the biggest outlets like in my city. Like there's so many kids who skateboard. There's so many kids who BMX. Like first it was like boxing gym. Like we had Beat the Street, But then obviously once we started getting older and everything, it was different. Everybody started riding bikes and like who knows what's going to be in the future. But like I just want to contribute and just show kids that there's other ways of doing things, like building affordable studios that kids can go record at if they want to, or take lessons to engineer, or do
so
this
they
and
know
that.
how to use the equipment instead of be like, I'm not going to do that because I don't know how to. I don't have the money to get that equipment.
Exactly. Like I don't know. I want to be very entrepreneurial. Like I want to open businesses.
Mm-hmm.
I want to just be able to do many things like merch, I just want to be a jack of all trades. I'm very multi-talented when it came to life, and that's why it was very hard for me to choose a path that I really wanted to go with.
Mm-hmm.
But music was a very obvious choice for me, but like
it brings happiness to you.
Yeah, like there's a lot of things like when I want to be good at something, I go 100%, and like that's just how I've always been. So like there's things that I'm good at, and there's things obviously that I'm not. But like I don't know, I just always wanted to make better in life and just show everybody that they can be better, because everything is within everybody's grasp. Like it's just all about the mindset that
You gotta
have, and,
manifest
like,
it.
Yeah, you just have to manifest it, and like pretty much this whole year, all I did was write stuff down in my notes and like put them away, and like nothing, not thought nothing of them. But when I go look down and go check them off,
You
everything
can
has
check
been
them
done.
off, yeah.
Yeah, like everything that I planned out has been done.
That's why they told you to write down your goals in high school, middle school, elementary school, because they wanted you to fucking start manifesting.
Yeah.
They just didn't say manifest.
Exactly, and like that's just all it is, and it's like, you just think with a clear mind, and like don't let any of the negative shit get to you, and like you don't have to turn to like opioids, you don't have to turn to like all them stress things like sip lean or whatever, and like just to get out of your depression, because you don't let that shit get to you, because you just build a barrier around yourself of positive things, and then all those negative people will ultimately be positive with you.
It's just how it works. It'll gravitate towards the positivity.
Yeah, exactly.
That's sweet, man. So is there anybody else that you'd like to shout out before we end tonight's interview?
Definitely shout out my mom again, my grandfather, my boy Leroy, he's pretty much my brother. He lives with me right now. My boy Dex, hope he's staying out of trouble. Just pretty much everybody in Free Soul Block. My boy Vinny for helping me through the beginning and everything like that, and selling me his MacBook and all that. Chubby, just all the Dirty Den. You guys know who you are. My circle is not that huge, so
Yeah.
everyone should know who they are.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
I'd just like to say shout out to our sponsors, shout out to the Depot Collection, Upraised, and Packed House. This is Season 4, Episode 3 of The Break Dude. Thank you very much, and we're out.